Go on.
We have Saeed David Harman here today. We welcome him here. He's here on a mission, and we're going to put it over to him to explain to us what he's come here to do.
Thank you, and hello and blessings to everybody who is watching this. My name is Saeed David Harman, and I reside in Los Angeles. And after 5 years of 10 events in Los Angeles, we decided that it's come to a time that we need to shift the energies overseas. And we picked London because London is a crossroads of trade and consciousness for a lot of people who can travel and come to London, visit us, and be joining us on April 11, 12, 13. And after that, for Glastonbury, April 14, 15, 16, 17, for a retreat in Glastonbury. So we asking everybody who is listening to this, come into London Masterpiece, our event in London, April 11, 12, 13, from 9 a.m. to midnight in the hotel called the Holiday Inn Camden Lock. And we welcome you. If you cannot join us, a stream live pay-per-view on our website, newhumanitymovement.com, newhumanitymovement.com. You're welcome to watch it live, and we will stream the main conference room, not the workshops. And we have about 33 speakers and 3-4 performers, and music and movement dance. And we have a number of speakers that are very high level, such as Princess Karu Nakamura of Japan. She will be attending. We'll be honored by her presence. She's a princess of peace. She bringing a lot of message to this conference, and she will bring light in her meditation session. Also in her workshop, she has a main speech at Saturday, April 12, and workshops. And so we definitely invite everybody to be there or listen to her. Also, we have Dr. Alfred Weber from Canada. He's a great lawyer who has been fighting in courts against Illuminati background, and who are stopping a lot of energies to go forward. So we have people who are fighting these energies in the world. We salute Dr. Alfred Weber and his effort and all his things he's done against these negative forces and dark people. Dr. Weber brings ET disclosure to a real format that is very unique, and he also has a great research on Fukushima, on a number of other subjects about Bush family and their crimes. In Hague Court, he has been taking them to Hague Court, and this movement, we are bringing everybody together, all the speakers and people in London, and via streaming worldwide. We are planning to start the new energies. The movement is about okay, cut. So we come to London to create a new movement, a new humanity movement. And it's not about me, it's about everybody who is light worker, who is trying to find the truth movements. We have different movements are joining us, and everybody is looking for the same answer. All the light workers, the star seeds, all the people who are researching what's the reality of our lives, all the consciousness workers, all the people who are investigating the truth around the world for all the matters. For example, we have a whistleblower who has called us to join us from US to talk about the Malaysian flight 347, if I'm 370 something, and he will bring the light about the truth, what happened to the flight. Or we have doctors, and so many doctors and speakers. Michael Tellinger will join us from Germany via streaming, talk about his movements in South Africa. He's planning to be a president of South Africa. That will change the humanity towards a new shape and form. Once we all join hands, we take over platforms of humanity that will bring light to the planet. So once again, we bring in all these factions and all these people together under one umbrella called the movement, New Humanity Movement. The movement is not revolutionary, but it's finding solutions for humanity. We found out there's no need to fight the dark forces. That's their trait of business or trade. We are peaceful, loving, conscious people around the world who will change the planet with light. Whether their darkness exists or not, our light will change the planet. So our even being here in the planet, some of us, we are changing the energies and shifting. As we've seen past 5 years, our groups in Los Angeles and our events, we have shifted the energies in Los Angeles, and we have saved Los Angeles from sinking to the ocean, and California totally has been saved. It was not by me alone, it was by a group of us telepathically over every day. We have automatically, we done this, we saved California. This was discussed in our past events, and it's a collective consciousness of a group of light workers who come together to save the planet. And now we are in London. We would like to help London. We would like to help people of London. We would like to raise consciousness in London. We would like to invite Londoners and people of UK, Ireland, people of Europe, European Union, people of Germany, Netherlands, Spain, and you name it, all the countries in Europe to join us. And it's only £100, £200 to fly to London. If you can't come in, stream live, watch the program, or buy the DVDs later on to see the conclusions of this event. We are having 2 nights of panels of 10-15 speakers. We would like to, 3 hours each night, we would like to talk about the future of humanity, what kind of future we would like to have. We would discuss the matters of future that is so important that the media is hiding from people. The free energy, the GMO issues, the health issues, the ET disclosure, the number of topics that is so important that the media is shutting it down. They're not talking about it. We are here to discuss and conclude our decisions, what we're going to do for next 5 years. This is not a quick shot of some energy liquid you take to, or quick change. This is a long-term shifting of the energies in the planet. We all got to come together. We all have to join hands, and we all have to pray and chant and meditate and communicate. The communication lines has to be open. Do not let the governments shut you down. The communication lines by groups, by meetings, events, gatherings, phone calls, or any other form or shape, we have to communicate and shift these energies together. This is the time you all have to rise. It's not about me or you, it's about the planet. Our planet will rise quickly next 5-10 years to a level that the universe and other planets, they will notice us, our consciousness will call them automatically. We do not need any satellite or any transmission out to call on our extraterrestrial brothers and sisters. They're all picking us on telepathically as we speak right now. They're all here with us in consciousness. The consciousness is a grid of matrix, universal consciousness that exists through the universe. So we are tapping to that consciousness grid, and we are connecting with all the beings, whether in this planet or other planets. We have come a long way to join you in this time in your planet, to save your planet and save the humanity. So answer our call. The time everybody should make their own decision. It's an individual decision in their heart, whether they want to be in a peaceful bliss for the future, or a warmongering, shadowy, dark forces that some of these dark people they're introducing. Do not play their drums, do not dance their songs, do not listen to them. Shut them down, in your heart and in your minds, and join the movement wherever you are. The movement in your place, the movement is worldwide and is universal. So God bless you. I'm Saeed David Harman in London. Today is April 3rd, 2014, and I'm here for a purpose, to change the future. God bless you, and movement go forward. Join us on internet, on the event, April 11 to 17, London and Glastonbury. We will change the world. We are the new future. God bless you.
Lovely.
Thank you. Okay, look, there's some really interesting people coming to this, and I wanted to ask you about Dr. Kilder.
Dr. Ronnie Kilder, yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
Well, I've seen information about her before, and I think it's excellent.
Dr. Ronnie Kilder goes back many years in health, and she's been a minister of health in Finland for a short while. She also been in contact with a lot of foreign governments, Russians, Americans, even as we speak with the White House, and they communicate. And she's an insider who has joined us. She knows all about mind control, all about the alternative things they're using on us, microwaves. She's very knowledgeable. She even has been given informations that not many people has. She's been threatened, and they've been trying to, some agencies, they've been trying to get rid of her, but God has saved her. She's a light worker, and she's protected. She's written a lot of books, which is on Amazon by searching her name, Dr. Ronnie Kilder. You can find the books. She's a wonderful writer. She talks about life after death. There is no death. She talks about a number of other issues in the event. She has 3 days of lecture. Every day she will talk, and we are honored to have her. She's coming from Norway, and she's a great speaker. She's a great writer. She's a great politician, and she's respected by both sides, from light workers and the government. So she's a great being. We are very glad to have her.
Yes, I agree with that. Kerry Cassidy will be Skyping.
Oh yeah, Kerry
joining.
Cassidy. She's as soon as she gets off the ship, she's on a tour, a speaking tour with Sean David Morton and a bunch of other speakers. ET Disclosure there in the Mediterranean or somewhere. She would be landing on Miami on 13th of April. As soon as they get off the ship, they will
make contact.
Skype live. And Kerry is a great warrior, a star warrior, that she's been standing tall all these years. She's a great soul that has always given us light to her group and other people in the planet, knowledge and information about the truth, Project Camelot, and all the different groups that she belongs to. And she's a great speaker, and we are glad to have her.
Clive de Clercq.
Clive, it's one of the best nutritionists or researchers, I would say. Clive knows all about your health, your body, your soul, and your mind, and all about other issues that even we put Clive on a panel at speaking at evenings, 3 hours of future panel. Also, Clive would have 2-3 lectures and workshops about health and vitality and vitamins, and he also has a company who sells products on all these nutritional stuff, and I highly recommend Clive. He's a great honor to have him.
And it's good that he's coming. And I can see Hopi Girl is coming. I've seen her.
Hope Girl, she's have the technology from her grandfather, the Tesla technology. Her grandfather built a machine that Tesla technology runs it, and the machine with $10,000-$20,000 can light up a house, big house, forever, as long as the machine lasts. And she will bring up that technology and the hope of free energy. She already presented it to a lot of countries that they're looking poor countries that they can use this for their energy source, and they're trying to use the technology to build the machines themselves. It's not hard to build one, and with a little bit of money and effort, you can build one.
Is that somewhat similar to Dr. Kirsch?
Dr. Kirsch comes from a big wider. He's a great nuclear physicist, nuclear plant specialist. His specialty is about nuclear plant. That's why whatever he says about Fukushima, it's the closest to the reality of the equation, because he knows about nuclear plants. So that's his specialty. And Dr. Mehran Kesh, he also is researcher on gravity and UFO technology. He has developed a technology that even a wooden UFO can fly with a very little. I had a big interview with him past few years at our events, and he has the technology that can change the world, but they're threatening his life not to release the information.
Yes.
And they even kicked him out of Belgium, and he's currently in other European unions, and he's afraid of too much information passing, but he has given a lot of information to a number of groups and people, and the information is not hidden anymore. So it doesn't matter, they cannot shut us down all the time. We have people's groups and speakers who will bring the free energy, which has been kind of put down for so many years. So many researchers been killed, so many machines have been confiscated by three-letter agencies in different countries. So much information about mermaids, about the giants, everything been destroyed, their skeletons, the museums, so much our history, they've taken away by Vatican and all these bastards Jesuits who changed the history. They want you to think otherwise. They want you to bow down to them, give them your gold, and God bless them for their service. No, stop it. Stop this nonsense. Change the future. Change the humanity. Do not play their dance. Listen to me. We are here to change things now. If you don't join us, and if you don't change it, your grandkids will suffer tremendously. And there would not be any livelihood in this planet, or half of this planet, if you don't work on it now. Because of GMO, because of pollutions, because of oil, and because of number of other things. You cannot do fracking, you cannot hurt the planet. The Gaia would not take it. The energies are too much for the Gaia, will react. We have a danger of losing cities next to water, such as London, New York, Los Angeles, you name it, other cities. If we don't work hard right now, and if we don't save the planet, energetically, we have to save it. Planet, it's got a resonance with which it goes by the grid of the resonance, same resonance we're in. So if you go against it, if you molest the nature, if you go against the planet by fracking and drilling oil and everywhere, if you go against the planet by getting the minerals out of the planet so rapidly, the planet will shift, and it will not. It will react, and we will have a pole shift. So whether whatever you read about Mayans in 2012, it's all. In this equation is a different timeline, because you attacking the planet by wrong energies. So be careful, all of you out there. We are talking to heads of governments. You are endangering our planet and our beings, and by taking the juice out of the planet. So at this moment, we have to stop this nonsense. We have to move to a free energy. Bring the machines out there and save the humanity. We have to bring new technologies that is hidden and is not allowed to be out there. And it's time to move to a next level. So it's time to change, and everybody is involved and responsible.
What about Matatsin? Or how pronounce
Mazatsin.
it for me?
Mazatsin is a Aztec researcher, Aztec calendar researcher. He's done 30 years of research on Aztec calendar. Aztec calendar actually is even better than Mayan calendar, because day by day they have a formula that shows you what the cosmos has for based on astrologically and astronomically. They have the calendar which is written for 1,000 years. So Mazatsin, his first name is Ayatokoli. If I spell it right, I'm sorry, but it's on the website. He's got a Aztec name. So Mazatsin, he's been with us for many years. He talks about the calendar and the humanity and all this stuff. And he has called us. He would like to come to London, and we are glad and honored to have him. He will bring the energies that is needed at this time in the London area about the alternative views of the planet, the history, and the calendars. So things, we have to look at the old and the new and the future, and we're all on the same timeline right now, and we're all joining together. A lot of shamans come in. Dr. Tatiana Sadovska, she's a researcher and shaman in sound healing and DNA activation, 5-dimensional DNA activation. She has studied with a number of Russian doctors that they are ahead of us in research in DNA codes and genetic genetic research.
So has she been monitoring these changes?
She has traveled and spoken to all these people. She will bring good news about new technologies on DNA healing with sound. She is a sound healer. She's an opera singer. She has the high tone, and she is amazing. Once you hear her, your whole body it will shift to a new dimension. And she's a great being. Also, we have a number of other people. Myself, we might do some meditation and healing and some talk, and that will bring light. We also have other speakers. You name them, I will tell you about them.
You've got Dr. Nick Delgado.
Dr. Nick Delgado is one of the best researchers in US. He has created formulas that instantly heal you. I have tried his formulas, and he himself has studied and researched all his life. He mixed the formulas, and he has compounds that heals cancer, heals this, heals prostate cancer, heals number of heart diseases, heals. So he's ahead of a lot of researchers, and he's selling his products online on his websites, and you can Google him, and he will join us on Skype, and we're glad to have him.
Margot Anand.
Margot Anand, she's a speaker on Tantra and love.
Okay.
Her perspective on love and Tantra is very unique.
Yeah.
Her lectures on YouTube is amazing, and she will have workshops on Tantra. Tantra is a big thing in humanity right now, because it will take away all the negative part of the loving that a male or female figure has about love, and it will bring a heart connection with the love. And her talk about Tantra is very unique and is amazing.
Honeybee.
Honeybee, she likes that name because she's a honeybee. She's one of the star seeds that she is she's a contactee with the Arcturians, according to her, and her message is very unique. She directly brings you the Arcturian message. They have a message for humanity that she will present. She has found a healing modality that is amazing, and she has been in our events before. She will fly from Los Angeles to join us in London, and it's a blessing she's coming. She answered our call, and I suggest you don't miss her workshop and talk, and she'll be joining us on, I believe, on both Saturday and Sunday.
Fantastic.
And Friday too.
Saeed, if you could tell us about Constantine Pavlidis, and I probably haven't pronounced that correctly.
Yeah, Konstantin Pavlidis is one of our keynote speakers for the London Masterpiece, April 11, 12, 13. And he'll be joining us Saturday and Sunday with his couple of lectures, and he is a great researcher in a number of fields. He constantly travels and meets very spiritual people back in Tibet, lamas and shamans, and he's a healer. He is also a speaker on a number of very old schools of thought that he will bring to the event. He knows a lot of old ways of healing, and he has an organization called ORSY, ORSSY, and he's partially a sponsor in our event. We thank him for helping us and supporting us, our efforts in this vendetta. And he has a lot of say-so in Russia and in a number of other countries. He travels in Amsterdam. He has a lot of followers in different countries. He's a genuine person. His research and his methods of healing and stuff is very unique, and you should not miss his lectures. And I'm looking forward to have those lectures in our event. And he's a great person himself, and he's for real. He's a real light worker. He's a warrior, and he goes forward, and he has changed a lot of lives. Like I said, in different countries he has a lot of followers. In England, as you know, it's a challenge to bring consciousness to a higher degree because of the way society is trained the young people, or at schools, go and drink and smoke a cigarette and party, and you don't worry about anything else. And young people are kind of lost. They're suicidal. They're under a lot of pressure. You meet the Londoners in the streets. They're all stressed to pay the bills and catch the tubes on time. And I was always wondering about what's going on with people in London. As I came here myself, I was going under the same matrix of grid. I believe it's an energetic that they put on the grid to stress people, and it was done by some people. It's like Templars ages ago. They put some kind of energetically in Europe through their churches and their practices and their rituals. They put some stoppages for people spiritually to grow to the next level, because they were hiding a lot of secrets and a lot of knowledge. So this is the same for their grandsons who are the ruling families of different European countries. They have so the talk we had earlier was about how Europeans are dimmed down in consciousness, and as we go on higher and higher in California, in America, in India, even in Africa and some other parts of the world, the consciousness is rising rapidly. But why Europe is dimmed down, why Europe is controlled consciously, and the reason for that, it goes back to Templars and their rituals and practices in their churches, and they put stoppages and certain things in the grid of consciousness that dimming down the current generation of Europeans. To my knowledge, as I was infiltrating the consciousness grid, I felt that their negative energy in there. So by removing these Illuminati factions, they've put all these negative energies around Europe for many centuries with their ideas, and then the grandkids ruling families and ruling the European parliaments and governments, and senators and councillors and you name it, and members of parliaments and this and that, and European leaders. These people, with their fangs, they're holding to, energetically, they're holding to our consciousness. It's not that they're trying to change our future based on their politics, their finance. That's why they made London central banking city of the world. There are more banks in here, more talk about money and more about finance than anywhere else. Once you want to bring consciousness, you feel a big push from the finance and from the media and from the cigarette factories and pubs and drinking societies that they don't want to bring anything else to London. So in that regard, we're trying to introduce something new to Londoners, something that other conscious groups have failed during the years in London and other European countries. And we are very sad to look at that result and see that they have failed. And I'm sorry to say that because they're good people who had a lot of events, who had a lot of speakers and books and researches, but then has dimmed down further the European people instead of raising their consciousness. So it goes back to a lot of things that have happened past 10 years. Instead of rising, they have dimmed it down. So we hope that young people of London and Europe, they will understand the future. It depends on them.
Sorry.
Right, rolling.
Yes, we were.
So we were talking about Illuminati and their fangs in European grid. Over 100 or 200 years of history with their families in their churches and their rituals who have changed the energetic field of the Europe, and that makes our consciousness efforts harder. The reason for that is the way they have established themselves in government, the Templars, and going back to their grandsons, and they have established themselves in parliament in different European Union countries as rulers, as politicians and financiers. They have made London the financial capital of the world, banking system. They have made a system in Europe that wants to shut everything down except their media, their ideology, their way of living, their way of energy, metering everything, charging you for everything, your health and GMO and you name it. So this is what we are coming together as a movement to create different field of energy and future. By being here, by in this planet at this time, by uniting with you, by bringing new ideas, by bringing researchers together, by bringing technologies on the planet, by bringing the extraterrestrial connection and the contact. So we are changing the whole shemu, and we are not in any fight with any group or any entities, even Illuminati. We are asking them just basically coexist with us on our timeline and do not hurt us or stop us or dim us down. Our consciousness is stronger than their force, and we are not here to destroy anybody or anything or get involved with anybody. We are here to shift the planet, rise up the consciousness, and there's no competition. We are not here to steal their energies, but to live, coexist with them, let them be free. We have no way of vendetta against them, and we are finding for solutions for the planet. And if they cannot accept that, if they do not agree with these plans that so many of us we have presented to them to change the future, then we have to look at alternative figures and numbers and way of changing the future. So this is their decision at this time to join us, coexist with us. Let us do our job. Let us live happily ever after. Or if they would like to cause trouble, we will remove them very easily by number of methods and and ways of doing so. And that's about that.
We have Matthias Stefano.
Yeah, Matthias is a young man who is lately is in point of a lot of attention worldwide. He's Argentinian who has remembered his memory, remembered the cosmic code and who has been, what the cosmos is about, and he's remembering everything and he's presenting it. And he's coming with a group of his people and translators, and he speaks English also, and he's a Spanish creed, and he talks about the history of planet, human entities in alien forms and ET context, and he is a kind of a starseed who is talking about the alternatives of the universe. So it's very interesting. You meet him and he's coming in, and he will talk on Saturday.
Great. All right, Gita Van Wani.
Yeah, Gita is a meditation teacher and also Sanskrit and all the Indian knowledge. She's coming with a few of her gurus and number of spiritual people. I forgot the names, but she also is a vendor. She has products that she will introduce to lose weight. It's very interesting. And also she will talk about the Vedic form of consciousness, healing, and she has a lot of information.
Lovely. Dr. Stephen Hopewood.
Dr. Hopwood is a very reputable doctor in London, that he has new ways of treatments for a number of diseases and alternative medicine and new ways, and we are glad to have him. He will talk about all this stuff. Also, Richard Commerce is coming. He's one of the greatest researchers. Richard will talk about all the GMOs and how to prevent diseases from certain number of foods, and how to create your health. Richard is amazing speaker, and we're happy he's joining us.
Also have Jamie Janova.
Jamie is talking from America. He's the assistant of Nassim Haramein. Dr. Haramein is unable to join us, so he has sent Jamie to present his ideas about quantum physics. Dr. Haramein is currently involved in creating a number of methods in free energy and in alternative, what you call it, you could call it UFO research and new technologies. And he has been funded. He's doing a big research in America, and we're looking forward to hear Jamie bringing those informations.
Who's funding
Great.
him?
Fantastic.
Some donors, they're not telling.
Thank you very much for this. We'll be probably speaking to you further, and we'll be reporting on what we see at the weekend, and that'll be fantastic.
That'd be wonderful. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity to bring my point of view. It's God's will we are here in London, and I was directed by our guides to bring light to this city and people of Europe. And we are here as ancient astronauts, as you see, to bring a new way of thinking for everybody, new way of life. And we're not here to uproot any system. We are here to gradually shift the humanity to a new level of thinking and consciousness. So by doing that, automatically all our problems will vanish. A new life will arise, a new way of thinking. And we have the technology and know-how to go to the next level and overcome all the problems the planet has at the moment. It's just we have to all come together and get get our ideas and energies together and coexist with the Illuminati or the people in power. We're not here to uproot anything or make revolution. We are here to find solutions. We are in peace with the whole planet and the universe. And we bless those who answer our call and join us in our conferences and events and other things we will do in the future. And give us their energies and love, send us their love to help us to move the planet and the people to a new way of life. That's all it is. It's all peace, it's all good. God bless you. My name is Saeed David Harman in London, April 3rd, 2014. I invite you to April 11, 12, 13, London Masterpiece. This is wonderfully planned, a real masterpiece that it will change your life, being 3 days in this event with workshops and 33 speakers and myself. God bless you being with us. After London, we go on to Glastonbury retreat. We will look for the chalice, the cup of Christ. We will look for the mysteries of Stonehenge and zodiac of Glastonbury, zodiac mysteries. We will have a number of speakers. Please join us in Glastonbury and London. God bless you. NewHumanityMovement.com. Get the tickets or watch us online streaming. NewHumanityMovement.com. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.